you can see like this is.
Okay, we're gonna be just a couple minutes.
Unmuted.
I'm sure it was about this.
All right, let's do this. Who what? I hope we don't, but we do have at least one item we have to vote on today, if not two. So on top of the briefing is about a lot of stuff. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call this meeting to order. Welcome, everybody. Today is October 4, 2024. This is a special meeting of the Anchorage Assembly. We're currently scheduled from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Member Myers.
Here.
Member Martinez.
Present.
Member Littlefield.
Here.
Member Rivera.
Present.
Member Johnson is my understanding.
Excused.
Member Constant.
Here.
Member Zalatel.
Here.
Member Bronga.
Here.
Member Volland is my
Excused.
understanding he's excused. Member Brawley.
Here.
Member Solt.
Here.
And Member Presverdia.
He is in the building. He'll be, there he is. Mr. Presverdia, you're here?
Here.
Mr. Presverdia is here. Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
And did we get Mr. Rivera on the phone? Are you there, Mr.?
Yeah, I'm here, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, awesome. Mr. Littlefield, would you please lead us in the pledge?
I will, thank you, Chair. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Myers, would you please read the land acknowledgement?
Yes, Mr. Chair. A land acknowledgement is a formal statement recognizing the indigenous people of a place. It is a public gesture of appreciation of the past, present, and indigenous stewardship of the lands that we now occupy. It is an actionable statement that marks our collective movement towards decolonization and equity. The Anchorage Assembly would like to acknowledge that we gather today on the traditional lands of the Dena'ina Athabascans. For thousands of years, the Dena'ina have been and continue to be the stewards of this land. It is with the gratefulness and respect that we recognize the contributions, innovations, and contemporary perspectives of the Upper Cook Inlet Dena'ina.
Thank you, sir. So today we are convening for what in the past has been a regular briefing by the Department of Law on ongoing litigation matters, a legal brief from the MOA Department of Law. And just because of the timing, there were a couple of items that have been added to the agenda. One is item 4A, which is settlement for Amy Domboski's claims. Item 4B is the legal and financial settlements paid by the administration for the last quarter. I'm going to ask unanimous consent that we actually move to item 5A first before we take up the items of business. If there is no objection. Go ahead, question, Ms. Brawley.
Yeah, I have no objection to that, but just to be clear, is item 5A executive session something where we will get a briefing on those other items, or do we still?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so the purpose of item 5A is to do a legal briefing on ongoing matters relating to the Department of Law and legal actions that they have. One item we'll discuss will be the proposed Domboski settlement. Another item, if there are items on the agenda that, on the report for settlements paid, members want to talk about, this would be the time to talk about it when we were in executive session. So that's the purpose. So next I would turn to the municipal attorney to help lay the foundation for why we're legally allowed to go into executive session to take up this item.
Thank you. The purpose for recessing to meet an executive session on item 5A, a legal briefing from the MOA Department of Law, is to receive information on a specific legal matter, including pending litigation and matters which by law, municipal charter, or ordinance are required to be confidential, including the provision of legal advice subject to protection by the attorney-client privilege. The executive session will be for the municipal attorney's office to provide a status and strategy update on all pending legal proceedings involving the municipality of Anchorage, including but not limited to a proposed resolution appropriating money for a settlement of Amy Domboski's claims against the municipality of Anchorage, and to discuss settlements and indemnifications reached in the prior quarter. Discussion of these matters will concern information on specific legal matters, including pending litigation, per AMC 230-036A 1 and 5.
All right, I think that's probably sufficient. So we are preparing to receive a legal briefing and detail legal strategy relating to litigation that Muni is facing. So if that is sufficient grounds, I would ask a member to make a motion to adjourn to executive session.
So moved.
Okay, a motion to adjourn to executive session was made by Ms. Brawley, seconded by Ms. Bronga. I'll go ahead and again ask for unanimous consent. Is there any objection from the members or any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, the motion to adjourn to an executive session has been approved unanimously, and now we will go ahead and secure the chambers. So for the time being, we will close the chambers, and invited to stay, we'll have outside counsel, attorneys for the municipality, Claire Ross, and the interpreters. So we'll go ahead and do our process once we get into executive session. So, and as soon as we're done, we'll open the doors. We do ask you to go down to the main hall, not just outside the doors. So can we email the phone number to Mr. Rivera? The clerk knows how to read minds. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Bowen, can you make sure they get down the hall? Thank you.
Please enter your participant or moderator code followed by the pound key. Please say your name followed by the pound key.
Thank you, Ms. Bowman. All right, Madam Clerk, let us prepare. Yep, let us prepare the record. Can we prepare the recorder? All right. So we are entering executive session. As is our tradition, we do 2 roll calls, one at the beginning of the tape, one after we're in the executive session for the purpose so the public can understand who was in the room. So today is October the 4th. It is 1:10 PM. The assembly has moved to adjourn to executive session for a legal briefing from the Municipality of Anchorage Department of Law. Madam Clerk, actually, let's do introductions. We'll start with Mr. Martinez.
George Martinez.
Randy Solt.
Mark Littlefield.
Cameron Perez Verdia.
Scott Myers.
Karen Bronga.
Anna Brawley.
Christopher Constant.
Exalted.
Suzanne LaFrance.
Eva Gardner.
Joseph Busa.
On the phone, we have Mr. Rivera.
Felix Rivera.
Thank you. And now we'll go through the room. Mr. Gates.
Dean Gates, Assembly Council.
We have interpreters for Mr. Gates.
Interpreter Natalie Page and Gina Ashman.
Jamie Hines, Municipal Clerk.
Claire Ross, Legislative Services Director.
Jessica Willoughby, Assistant Municipal Attorney. Allison Bolgiano, Assistant Municipal Attorney.
Kate Buer, Assistant Municipal Attorney.
Linda Johnson, Assistant Municipal Attorney.
Anne Marie Billingsley, Assistant Municipal Attorney.
Ben Bowman, Assistant Municipal Attorney. Andy Erickson, Outside Counsel for the Assembly.
Leslie Need, Outside Counsel for the Assembly.
Jackson Morawski, Outside Counsel for the Assembly.
All right, so that's everybody who's in the room at this time. So now we'll reset the tape. So we are now in executive session. This is an executive session for legal briefing from the Municipality Department of Law. Today's October 4th. It's 1:12 PM. I'll go ahead and do introductions one more time. Mr. Martinez.
George Martinez.
Randy Solt.
Mark Littlefield.
Mr. Presbyria.
Cameron Perez Verdia.
Scott Myers.
Karen Bronga.
Anna Brawley.
Christopher Constant.
Exalto.
Apparently we're streaming.
We're streaming.
Oh, fuck.
Thank you. Good Lord.
Now we know who was in the room.